Oil is one of the major fuels in the world. Every day thousands of liters of fuel oil are transported by big tankers on the sea. All these oil tankers are so big that you will be surprised to see them. In today's episode, we will see the top 10 such big oil tankers that we can call sea monsters. Pierre Gillimant was a supertanker built in 1977. It was the third vessel of Batillus Class supertankers, and distinguished for being the biggest ship ever constructed. It was named after the French politician and founder of the Elf Aquitaine oil industry Pierre Gillimant. Length overall was 414.23 meters, beam 63.05 meters, draft 28.603 meters, deadweight tonnage 555,051. The service speed was 16.7 knots, with fuel consumption of about 330 tons of heavy oil per day. The TI class of supertankers comprises the ships TI Africa, TI Asia, TI Europe, and TI Oceania, where the TI refers to the ULCC tanker pool operator Tankers International. The class, each ship powered by a single HSD Sulzer 50,220 brake horsepower at 76 RPM, possesses a relatively high service speed. These ships are wider than the new Panama Canal locks. They also cannot travel through the Suez Canal unless on a ballast voyage. The total capacity of this tanker is about 3,166,353 barrels. Berga Emperor was a supertanker built in 1975, in Japan, by Mitsui. At 391.83 meters, she was one of the world's longest ships. It was launched on August 30, 1975. The ship was owned by Berga and Commander, but was sold to Mosto BV in 1985, and renamed Emperor. The ship was scrapped at Kaohsiung, Taiwan, on March 30, 1986. The maximum speed of this tanker was 15.5 knots, or 28.7 km per hour. Superba was a ship built in 1978 at Sweden Verkstads AB shipyard, and was one of the last ships built there. The length of the ship was 381.92 meters, or 1,253 feet. Originally built as an oil ship, Superba was also used to transport chemicals around the world. However, even though it was used for multiple purposes, the ship had to be sold multiple times between 1985 and 1997 due to financial struggles. Ultimately, the ship was scrapped in 2001, because it was becoming harder to deal with the economic losses. Berga Empress was built in 1976 in Chiba, Japan. It had a length of 381.82 meters, or 1,252.7 feet with a deadweight tonnage of 423,745, and a gross tonnage of 211,358. The oil tanker was owned by Berga and Company, and operated for a relatively long time. During its time, it was one of the largest oil tankers ever built in the world, due to its incredible length. It did survive for almost 30 years, which is longer than some other supersized oil tankers. Genova was the sister ship to Superba. It was also built by the Eriksbergs Mekaniska Verkstads AB shipyard in Sweden. It had a length of 381.81 meters, or 1,253 feet, almost the same as Ni Superba. Ni Genova was also known as an oil ship, but had many trips transporting chemicals to many ports around the world. It also became prey to economic struggles and saw many different owners and operators during its lifetime. Eso Pacific was the sister ship of Esso Atlantic. It was also operated by Esso Tankers Incorporated, and had the same measurements at 406.57 meters or 1,339 feet in length. Like its sister ship, Eso Pacific also had a deadweight capacity of over 500,000 tons, which made it one of the 7 ships with this attribute. Since both ships were practically the same in size, this large oil tanker also had trouble navigating the English Channel, and the Panama and Suez Canals. TI Africa has a very similar story to that of TI Asia. It was also owned and operated by Tankers International, and is also known as TI Africa. It was and is being used as floating storage and offloading vessel. Similar to FSO Asia, it has a length of 380 meters or 1,247 feet with the same deadweight and gross tonnage. The original name of FSO Africa was Hellespont Metropolis. Second oil tanker on the list of the 4 TI supertankers is TI Oceania. She has the same length of 380 meters or 1,247 feet, and has the same deadweight and gross tonnage as its sister ships operated by Tankers International. The original name of the ship before its 2004 acquisition was Hellespont Fairfax. It started its operations in 2002 as an oil tanker and is still being used today. The Seawise Giant was the largest oil tanker in the world. During its time, it was the longest self-propelled ship ever built. While its original name was Seawise Giant, it later came to be known as Happy Giant, Jar Viking, Knock Nevis, and finally Montana. The length of this vessel was 458.46 meters. Seawise Giant was built by Sumitomo Heavy Industries in Kanagawa, Japan.